Hey everybody, and welcome to the final episode of our Dungeon of the Endless members only run. This is floor 12. This is all that's left, so we're gonna go all out this level. If we need to spend all our resources, we're damn well gonna do it, because this is the end. So nothing to do but hope for the best, and we'll see what happens. Anyways, see, already I'm a little nervous because we've got a four-way starting room, and that always means bad news to me. Usually, you know, if I've just got like 2 rooms branching out from the crystal room, it's not so bad. But like if we've got 4, we've got that many rooms for enemies to spawn in just ridiculous amounts and potentially screw us over. Right there, we just got Jewelry to level 13, so believe that's the last time I level anybody up. I figure I need the food for emergency situations. If anybody needs to heal, I don't want to be out of food because I was getting too greedy using it to level people up. And level 13 is a pretty good point to be at, so. Anyways, you can see already, I mean, we have 12 dust right now, so game's definitely skimping out a little bit. It's being a little bit miserly, and that's gonna continue. Oh yes, how it's going to continue. So we got a friendly fire. Just 2 somewhat unpleasant stales that we got here. Just kind of deciding what to do next. And we got ourselves a treasure chest. And we got some monsters. Oh lord. And not only do we have a bunch of monsters, we have a bunch of the zoners. Select zoners are very prominent this playthrough. The bulldozers haven't been as bad, but I think the zoners have really been trying to wear on us. I've had somewhat worse, but you know, it's never pleasant to run into those things, and especially when you start getting them just in bulk. And right here, I finally decide it's really not worth it to keep Akensha operating if it means we're gonna have more enemies spawning. So right here I just I put her in that room and hope that she's gonna be able to hold everybody off. Unfortunately, we so happen to get a crap ton of Christophiles, but we managed to kill most of them before they can reach us, so that's good. Thank goodness for small favors. We are moving like lightning. Very fast. Was that other stale that we got a speed up? Because usually I thought the speed ups would be green. I don't know, I didn't catch the description. I don't remember exactly. But I won't complain. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's I feel like Jewelry would be fast anyways because she's level 13 by now. She's pretty crazy on her stats right now. But yeah. Sorry if I'm a little quiet for a final episode. I'm not going to be too excited just because I got invited to, just so happens, a game of Dungeon of the Endless by my girlfriend. So we played through it and had our best run yet. We made it to floor 6. And then we had a really nasty bout of zoners, or no, not zoners, it was bulldozers and supporters, so all Silic stuff, of course. It's always what screws me over, but they made it to our crystal room, and none of our heroes were all that offensive. Our most offensive hero was Elise Ness, but she's more tanky than she is strong, so we were all pretty low damage. I had Josh and Warden, and it wasn't happening, so... We made a good try of it though, and right here I start making use of the emergency generator because I figure, you know what, as long as I can have some form of defense, this will work to my benefit. So I plopped that down there on that major module slot, and I think I consider putting another emergency generator on the other major module slot a couple rooms to our left, but I decide against it just because it's not really necessary. We can most likely hold that section as long as we can, you know, have somebody run over there to finish off any enemies. And I mean, the pepper spray's also pretty decent for that too. That'll keep them in place, stall them a little bit. But yeah, just playing as smart as we can. That's what this final floor is all about. We don't have a lot to work with, so we gotta do the best with what we have. Kenfo's getting hurt quite a bit here. But the pepper spray goes in for the save. Just brainwashes everybody against each other. It's very, very nice. I've got to say though, I mean, given the stuff that we researched and, you know, the setups that we've been making, I don't think we could have done as well as we're doing so far without this setup. I think if I had just done tear gas, I wouldn't have had nearly enough neuro stuns and tear gas to kill all of the enemies that were coming through, especially with you know, the Silic zoners and everything else. It's pretty fortunate, you know, how things have worked out for us thus far. I mean, it hasn't been optimal, for sure. It's definitely been a struggle. I wouldn't call it the luckiest 12th floor, but we're at least making it through. We're surviving, and that's what's important. Just gotta find that exit, and as soon as we do, we're bolting straight for the thing. Not really concerned about completion, opening every door, any of that stuff, because I mean, we've got pretty much, you know, I already unlocked the drill pod, so there's no need to unlock any other stuff. I researched all of our modules to at least level 1, so I've got the library pod in the bag as long as I win this. So good times for everyone, pretty much. Assuming that we survive, you know. Then it's definitely good times for everyone. And yeah, I think that's just Jolari's default speed now. And dear lord, she's a firecracker of speed. Right here, I don't know, I think we're gonna lose a major module there. Nope, no, we're good. Thank you, pepper spray. Pepper spray's such a boss. Fix everything up. Very nice. Okay. Since we've got another room's worth of dust, I think we can power that little in-between space up. Not too bad. We've at least got a solid base of defense going now. So we're gonna keep exploring outwards from here and just keep on our guard. And continue using Hikensha to prevent any more waves of enemies that we can help. Because the less that we have spawn, the better. Or not. Oh, okay. No, I decide against that here, I guess, because we have enough stuff to keep defending ourselves, okay. And the thing is, if Hikensha is operating the emergency generator, she'll actually improve our odds of receiving dust from enemies, I think. Or probability of finding dust on the floor. I'm not sure what specifically operating the emergency generator does, but it's supposed to make it so that you don't have to rely on the emergency generator. So definitely something to do with making it more likely for you to find dust, which is always a good thing. You got to take what you can get, really, on the latter floors. You can't be too picky with the rooms you can power and what rooms you can. You have to fortify as well as you can. So I do want to ask you guys, since this is the final episode of this run, if you might be interested in seeing more videos of this. I probably wouldn't make them the way that I made this series, doing, commentary, no commentary versions, just because it's a little more, well, not really that much more work for me at all, but I don't know if it's necessarily, something that I need to do for every single series I do. We could just kind of, this will at least be, a good starting point, because then I have a video for reference for if we want to do without commentary or with commentary. And if you guys would like to see commentary in the future, definitely let me know. If you want to see more Dungeon of the Endless, let me know that. If you want to see anything else, I mean, I'm pretty open to suggestions, and I'd like to do something that I would find enjoyable, but I'd also like to do something that you guys would like to see. So if we can find a little middle ground there and, do something like that, that would be pretty cool. So let me know. Let me know how you enjoyed this series. Let me know if you'd like to see more Dungeon of the Endless, and, I don't know, whatever else you might want to see. I mean, I like me some roguelikes. I like more kind of arcade run-and-gun games. I mean, you guys know me, or most of you do. If you don't, I like run-and-gun games. I'm not huge on strategy games, but I'm willing to try and get into them. Actually, I've been kind of having this weird hankering... Oh, this is amazing, because we found a dust merchant here, and we have all of this gear that we can sell. More or less, this guy is our messiah of giving us the dust that the floor is not going to give us otherwise. So here I'm just looking over all of my stuff and, what I can spend. And, actually I think I was looking at the riot gear, seeing if it was worth it to put it on either of them, but in the end I decided it was just so good for the dust it was giving me that, more dust and less monster spawns is, on any day, a better decision. So I went on ahead with that, and I don't regret it for a second. And since we have a merchant, I decided to transport him into a shop, so that Hikensha could operate the shop and get us some extra dust. That's what these last couple floors are all about. Just, if you see a way to consistently get dust, jump right on it, because the game's not going to give you much else otherwise. So yeah, finding that dust merchant was really fantastic, and it just so happens we find another one immediately afterwards too. He has some really nice stuff there. Of course, late game they start selling, all of the really neat pieces of armor and such, but I think we're at the point that it's not really necessary. In fact, right here I actually take off the bulletproof vest that Hikensha had on, just so I could get a little more dust. It's like an addiction, except you kind of need it to not get murdered. I decide to leave Jolari's stuff just because she's going to be out there and fighting everything. She should be a little more well defended, at least a little while longer, Eventually we can probably just sell everything, but that would best be done during the crystal running phase. You just go all out, make everything as secure as can possibly be. So, just looking over all of our options, seeing if there's any places I might want to defend. looking at the dark rooms where enemies might spawn. I figure one extra room of defense couldn't hurt, so. But I mean, at this rate, with how many rooms we were able to light, this is actually a pretty good scenario that we're in now. Here, I'm just looking at the last couple things. We are running a little bit low on the industry, but I mean, considering we're getting 20 per turn, it's not the worst thing in the world. We have a relatively sustainable setup going on here, as long as I'm not gonna fully defend every single room, which I'm not. And there we got an Augmented Blade. Augmented Blade is very cool. I'm still not sure if it's better than Occam's Gouge. Actually, I don't know. By this point, as late game as we are, it may very well be. But Occam's Gouge is kind of like one of the... I don't know if legendary is the right word for it, but it's kind of on that tier. Its description makes it seem like it's one of the more powerful and unique artifacts of the drop. There's a couple items like that, but yeah, Occam's Gouge is definitely one of the cooler looking items they have. And we got more aftershave right there. So I'm just running back to make sure that we can keep everything secure. And more or less, these guys are going to take care of themselves. Not even sure why I moved Jolari all the way over there. I think the chimeras that were over there were just going to rip each other apart, more or less, so... Take care of the zoner. There you go. So yeah, pretty pain-free, honestly. And there's our exit. But let's not rejoice just yet, because we have a couple things we're going to want to take care of. We're going to want to explore as far beyond the exit as we can, so we know exactly what we're dealing with. Luckily, it's only 2 rooms, and not too many monsters spawned right there, so... Well, no monsters spawned, so... Perfect. I mean, I don't know, I don't want to say this is like the luckiest run ever, but... Definitely a little more on the fortunate side, I would say. And right here, what I decide to do is I actually destroy that emergency generator. And the reason that I do this is because if for any reason, say, a Silic Bulldozer were to spawn in, he could destroy that emergency generator because it counts as a major module, and those guys love major modules, and specifically beating them up until they explode. If I lost the emergency generator, I would lose the whole chain of powered rooms past that point. So it's important that I destroy it and power the rooms naturally rather than, doing otherwise. So we're about to make our final journey to the end of the dungeon. I'm just looking over everything, selling all of our stuff, and... looking over everything one final time. Look at all that sweet loot. And now I'm just gonna power every single room that we've got available to us. And honestly, I could have probably explored even a little further, but I didn't want to chance it, so we go on ahead, take Jolari, pick up the crystal, and here we go. Making our final trek. And of course you can see all of the monsters are spawning out of these lower rooms, but they're not quite powerful enough to take us down. Jolari is too dedicated to this final mission. Our victory is at hand, and we have completed our members-only run. And a new high score. That's always good. So there you have it. That was Dungeon of the Endless. We've escaped the dungeon, and we're about ready to get out, I'd say. So I'd just like to thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a couple things if you play Dungeon of the Endless. and I hope that any of my input, no matter how small, might have helped you to make good decisions in your own runs, and hopefully one day escape the dungeon yourself, even among difficult odds and unfortunate happenings and some such stuff that this game throws at you. But yeah, there you have it. I had a lot of fun doing this run. I was really happy to do this, and I just took a little snapshot there. I couldn't help myself. I'm kind of a sucker for little things like this, and I was proud. I was proud of this. It was quite a journey, but we did it, and that's that. So who knows? If I ever get Endless Legend, that would kind of be the next logical step. So, but you can see right there some of my previous runs. You can see the my Infirmary pod run and my first Escape pod run above that. Of course, Jolari is involved there. I just snapped another screenshot. My updated high scores there. But that's it. Not too much else to do. I'm just gonna go on ahead and check out the pod that we unlocked. And I guess that'll be it for this series, so thank you all for watching. And I'll catch you guys later. But before I actually go, I'll just show you library pod right there. So heroes are smarter but less powerful and cannot carry weapons. And resources, artifacts, and slots for modules are more common. So basically that's all about playing the game like a tower defense, which is pretty awesome. I'm really happy to have unlocked that pod. That pod and Josh, the hero Josh, are actually both only available if you buy the Crystal Pack upgrade to the game. And I'd say it's actually pretty worth it, because the pod does change up the gameplay a lot, and Josh is one of the more effective operator heroes in the game, so I definitely recommend it. You know, it's not too bad price-wise, and it adds some nice stuff to the game. So, anyways, that's it. I'm out of time, so farewell, and have a good day, good night, good time wherever you are, and take care. Bye, everyone.